Hello everybody, it's Magwan. I'm here with another LEGO Star Wars Wave review. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the year 2007, and I'm pretty excited because this is personally one of my favorite LEGO Star Wars years. This is the year that I also really got into LEGO Star Wars, really got into all these sets. And little fun fact, actually I have all these LEGO Star Wars sets except for the UCS Millennium Falcon this year, so that's pretty exciting. I'll have somewhat of a more reliable view and opinion on all these sets since I've had these since the beginning of my childhood. So, I wanted to start off with Star Wars Episode 1 as usual. The first one is 7660 Naboo N1 Starfighter and Vulture Droid. And this is a pretty exciting set, and although we've had two more versions, we've had one in 2011 and one in 2015, and since both of those models are actually improvements over this one, I would definitely say that this one is somewhat of a downgrade, but it still nonetheless has an amazing shape, which obviously the structure and all is similar. But it still has the great look. You're still getting a Naboo Starfighter. It's a very playable set, solid structure, it's going to look well. And there's very few flaws with it, honestly. I would say that probably the balance on the stand is one of the few flaws. And the Vulture Droid kind of gets wary after some time because it is one of the older models. But that's something that's nice in this set. You also got the Vulture Droid, and not a lot of people talk about this Vulture Droid, but it's one of the midway or transition type of Vulture Droids. It's a huge improvement over the 2005 one, but it still remains with that old brown color from Star Wars Episode 1. So definitely a very nice set. The minifigures aren't a huge drive. If you're really looking for a cheap Naboo Starfighter that's going to look great in your collection, definitely this is the model for you. However, I do have to agree that LEGO has definitely made significant improvements and just added more pieces with the newer models. Next up is a 7662 Trade Federation MTT. This is a humongous set. There's a lot of pieces, a lot of minifigures, a lot of fun, and what you're really getting out of this set is almost a UCS playset version of the Trade Federation MTT. The 2001, I think it's 2001 version and 2014 versions are kind of similar. They're boxy, they're not that huge, and you're really getting a playset with those sets. With this one, although you're getting a playset, you're getting a very displayable piece, something that's going to look very detailed, very accurate. Best of all, something that is going to be huge, something that is going to be big, and that's what you really get with this set. So in that sense, it's a very, very fun set to play with. You're going to have a lot of fun, but you're also going to have a lot of fun displaying it. Kind of sad that it is one of the more expensive sets from the line, but I would definitely recommend this set nonetheless to anybody who is just a fan in general of the Star Wars prequels. Then we have the 7663 Sith Infiltrator. This is the smallest from the Sith Infiltrators we've had. In fact, it's not that big, but its shape and its size relative to its own proportions are very good in that sense. And the wings work very well. It's very sleek, good-looking model. I personally enjoy it because it's not a vehicle in Star Wars that I pay a lot of attention to, but I still enjoy having the sleek model not taking up too much space on my shelf. If you want to have a better play set, more sturdy, stronger, and just bigger in general, you're going to go ahead and get the 2011 model or the 2016 model. If you're looking for just a small display model which is going to be kind of just discreet and sleek in your collection, definitely this set is for you. I do want to mention the minifigure selection is very restricted. You only get Darth Maul and not much more. But it's a nice, cheap set. So continuing with Star Wars Episode 1, the last one is the 7665 Republic Cruiser, and this is, from my personal opinion and nostalgia, my favorite LEGO Star Wars set ever. So the 7665 Republic Cruiser was a very unique looking vehicle. Of course, it didn't have much screen time in the movie, but nonetheless, it is my favorite LEGO Star Wars set. The minifigure selection is alright, it's not that great. In fact, you're not getting much out of it, but you're getting decent figures that go along with the set. The looks of the set is very good. Definitely you're getting a very aesthetic display piece, and it is a very sturdy build. In my opinion, what really makes this set for me is just the looks and the uniqueness of this vehicle in Star Wars. So, moving on to Star Wars Episode 3, we have the 7656 General Grievous Starfighter. Now, this is just a small starfighter, similar to the Jedi Interceptors for the Jedi, I guess. You're really getting a place to get your figure in, and then some engines, some firepower, but that's it. It's generally just a starfighter. So you're getting a re-release of General Grievous. He does not come with the cape in this set. He just comes with his regular torso, head, and all his lightsabers. So It's an alright minifigure. What I don't like so much about this old minifigure is that it doesn't have so much posability or just playability in general when you compare it to the newer ones, which have like all the arms that move around and stuff. So that's kind of the downside of this minifigure. Looking at the vehicle itself, it's just a smaller model with less pieces and less detailed than the one we got from the 2010, I think. Yeah, then we got in 2010 for the Clone Wars. I still like this model. I actually have two of these guys, and it's a fun starfighter. It's a fun-looking starfighter that definitely captures the look, but it's nonetheless somewhat of a cheap set. And I do have to say it has a very sleek look to it, so very good. The 7661 Jedi Starfighter with Hyperdrive Boostering is an alright LEGO set. Ultimately, it is just really unique because of its Hyperdrive Boostering, which has only been re-released in 2017 with Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter, and Jedi, or at least Obi-Wan's Jedi Interceptor in this set, is a recolored and slightly upgraded version of the ones we had back in 2005 in Jedi Starfighter Vulture Droid and the Ultimate Space Battle. The build is overall not that sturdy and doesn't hold up very well, but it looks amazing. So in that sense, really you're going to be getting this set nicely displayed on your shelf and have a good looking display piece. But if you're looking for a set that is going to be playable and you're going to want to switch it around, this is not the sturdiest set. It holds well together, but only on shelf. So when you'll be swinging this set around and flying it and all over the place, it may break on itself pretty often because the structure isn't that solid. Now, LEGO actually made a mistake on the visual dictionary and placed in 2004, in Star Wars Episode 4, the two battle packs from Star Wars Episode 3. So I'll go ahead and talk about those. The first one being 7654. The droids battle pack. You got four battle droids and four battle droids and three super battle droids, so 7 minifigures in total in one battle pack. And for being the first battle pack, this has to be one of my favorites, honestly. What you got in this set was a droid carrier, very enjoyable vehicle. Had a lot of fun with those. You can definitely... these are small builds, which I have complained in the past about, especially in my battle packs video. But ultimately, they're small builds that during my childhood I have played so much with and I've had so much fun. And then you also got a stab speeder, so that one was also pretty cool. So what you're getting really with this set is just a bunch of battle droids and all these small vehicles that we usually see in the battlefield, and that makes the set very enjoyable. Getting one already gets you kind of started with your droid army. Getting multiples definitely builds up a droid army pretty quickly. So very good set, especially for the first battle pack. And I'm actually kind of sad that LEGO never re-released or did something similar. We've never really had like a battle droid battle pack since. Next up is the 7655 Clone Troopers battle pack. Now this was a re-release. So they re-released the Clone Trooper from Star Wars Episode 3 from 2005. They included a Shock Trooper, which was exclusive at the time to this set, which obviously these guys were seen in Star Wars Episode 3 and they were very enjoyable characters. And then we had the Clone Trooper Commander, which was previously all exclusive to the Clone Turbo Tank. So he was released in this battle pack, and that was pretty cool. And then it came with the speeder, which was alright, and then this sort of like small turret. Again, the builds weren't like wow, but I still had a lot of fun with those and play with them. They don't look very aesthetic, but ultimately they're just battle pack builds, which they do the trick for people who are young. So yeah. Minifigure wise, the set was excellent, and really you could get tons and tons and just build up that clone army, which these guys, even though they're pretty simple clone minifigures, they're figures that I would definitely want to get more of. So actually moving on to Star Wars Episode 4, we have the 7658 Y-Wing Fighter, and this is a great LEGO fighter because this Y-Wing is a much better improvement compared to the 2004 re-released Y-Wing playset, and it has so many more details. The greebling, the building techniques, the detail on it is just amazing. The playability of it is also overwhelming. It comes with a turret, some different missiles on the sides, a bombing feature. You can play with the astromech droid. There's space for the pilot and so on. So this Y-Wing is generally just a masterpiece, and I think that it is worthy to still compare it to the newer models being released nowadays. So definitely a great set. Very, very much worth picking up for original trilogy fans and people who want to complete their Star Wars collection. So, very underrated LEGO set. Next up is the 7659 Imperial Landing Craft. Again, this is one of those sets that a lot of fans find very controversial, and that's understandable because we saw this vehicle very quickly in the background of Star Wars Episode 4 for like 4 or 5 seconds at the time. And it's a vehicle that we generally don't see too much in the original trilogy, but it is nonetheless a very good Lego set. And I've mentioned this in my review of this set. You get a bunch of stormtroopers. Like, they're not the most desirable minifigures, but they're the appropriate minifigures for this set. And what the landing craft essentially is pretty much the equivalent of a Republic gunship, but for the Empire. So there's quite a bit of firepower. There's spring-loaded missiles inside this sort of general panel. The wings open up and so on, and they have this like old aesthetic look from the Imperial shuttle. So you're definitely getting an Imperial-looking vehicle, and it is a lot of fun. This set is very playable. The playability on it is just overwhelming. You can really get into the set, open up the middle compartment, play with the wings, get the pilot in there and all that stuff. But what's not so exciting about this set as well is that it's also very breakable. And when I first built it back in 2007, and I had a lot of fun with it, this set was just great. I mean, I could spend hours playing with this, dropping my troops. It really just acted as an Imperial shuttle in general. And what really doesn't work with this set is that over time the systems and functions and structure of it don't hold up. And nowadays, every time I pick it up or some stuff like that, it just breaks on itself. It doesn't hold up. Some pieces break. It's just kind of crumbling. So it does make for a nice display piece nowadays, but if you still hope to get some sort of playability, this is not a set that holds very well on the long run. I do want to make mention of the 10179 Ultimate Collector Series Millennium Falcon. Again, it's a UCS set, direct consumer, so I will be talking about those in another video, but I have to say it is a pretty big and nice set. And the same can be said for the 10178 Motorized Walking AT-AT. I know this is not a UCS set, but it is a direct consumer set, so I will be talking about that one in another special video, so stay tuned for that. Next up is the 7666 Hoth Rebel base, a very exciting Lego set, one of my favorites in my collection, definitely because it compacts everything that you need for Hoth except the AT-AT into one set. You're getting some snowtroopers, some Rebel snowtroopers, some pilots, and K-3PO, which is a pretty exciting exclusive minifigure from Hoth. Talking about the set itself, there's a lot of playability. The turret that comes with it is very fun. You get a bunch of action features all over the place. The base of the door, it looks alright. I wouldn't go ahead and say that it's comparable with the new UCS Assault on Hoth version of it, which is much bigger and better and more sturdy, I guess. This one is just kind of there, it's kind of small, but it really does the trick for a nice display piece, which is what I've done in my Lego room. So if you guys have checked out that video, you'll definitely see what I'm saying, and it is a lot of fun. Going on to the set itself, like in the inside of the door, what's going on behind it, I guess it's kind of fun. You have a lot of fun features with this set. It's a set that you're either going to display and it's going to look awesome, or you're going to have a lot of fun playing with it. I do want to say that there is an inclusion of a snowspeeder, which is a very good model and still holds up to this day, looking at least pretty decent compared to the newer models being released. Moving on to Star Wars Episode 6, we have the 7657 AT-ST. Now this is a pretty cool AT-ST that I've recommended over years, and I still feel that it is a good Lego build. Nonetheless, I have to say that with the release of the Rogue One AT-ST, I wouldn't say it's worth going after this one anymore, because obviously the minifigure selection is pretty poor and you're not getting an AT-ST as good looking as the one released from Rogue One, which is still the original Star Wars AT-ST. But this AT-ST was pretty sleek looking. There was a lot of studs not on top going on with it, and you got a really decent build for a relatively cheap price. So that's what this set was all about. And then to end off, we got the Expanded Universe, the 7664 TIE Crawler. This is a very odd set. It kind of came out of nowhere at the time. It came from a video game, I believe. It included 2 Shadow Troopers, which was pretty exciting, but I mean, if you really want those, you could just wait to 2008 and get them in the Battle Pack. At the time, they were just released in this set, which made a lot of people get it, I guess, because the Shadow Troopers were pretty iconic to the Expanded Universe fans. Ultimately, it's a pretty odd set that I don't have any information or knowledge on whatsoever about it, so I really hope I can get this set reviewed for you guys and probably get rid of it afterwards, because it is pretty silly. It is nonetheless some sort of just a TIE fighter, and the wings are replaced with tracks or tank tracks. So we'll see how that works out. Pretty odd set. Really just the pictures kind of give you the idea, and what it seems to be is just a TIE fighter. It's another one of those weird TIE fighters. So hopefully I'll be able to get my hands on this set and review it for you guys, and then we'll see what it's all about one day. So guys, that was it for 2007. A lot of great sets, a lot of sets I recommend in this wave. If you want to go back and just, I don't know, have some sort of throwback and want to get like some of the older LEGO Star Wars sets and not focusing just too much on the new, I guess, 2016, 2017, 2018 collections, this is definitely a set to come back to and picking up these sets. Along with 2006 and 2005, these are 3 years we're getting some solid classic LEGO Star Wars sets which are really going to hold up on your shelf, and they're going to have a great vintage feeling to them. Guys, thanks for watching this LEGO review, and I'll see you guys next time here on the channel for another great LEGO video. Bye-bye.
The dark side.